So, the question of what can I do with a library degree comes up to me quite often, and I've heard it over and over from people who don't understand, have never been in the field and such. And they go, "You're going to become a librarian? Or what are you going to do with that library degree?" So, let's kind of explore some of alternative careers. Most people know when you go to quote unquote library school that you're going to become a librarian. But I mean, there's more to this career choices than just being a librarian. With a Master in Library Information Science degree, it's quite versatile and intersects with multiple career industries beyond like the traditional library roles that most people think about. For people with MLIS, opportunities range from research and information management to web design and nonprofit work. These paths leverage librarian skills in advanced searching, information retrieval, critical thinking, analysis, and technological implementation. Libraries, of course, are more than just books. Whether due to personal circumstances such as health issues or a desire for a career shift, librarians have a wealth of options to apply their competencies to various fields that value their unique skill set. So, what can I do with this? So, I mean, there's the obvious where you become a librarian and that's what you do. But there's other careers you can get. So there's careers in research. I mean, librarians are the heart of research. Library science requires a specialization in being able to locate and analyze information and research. So librarians typically have specialized skills in advanced searching and information retrieval tactics. So, some examples of careers in research that you could take on are you could be a corporate reference worker for an information service company, a team member and library liaison in a research unit at a university. You could be an archivist, helping people find their lost relatives or history of their family. And you could also be a research assistant. Librarians also have skills in web design and computer sciences. There's those librarians who, say, have a bachelor's in computer sciences or a bachelor's in engineering or something like that, or IT. And so you can utilize that bachelor's that you got prior to your library information sciences degree to get a foothold into a kind of a digital type of library job. So some of the examples of digital library jobs in web design or computer sciences include digital librarian. You can also be an IT manager, a user experience analyst, information architect, and those types of degrees. You can also go into, one second here. You can also go into digital data metadata. So one of the things you learn in library school is the importance of organizing information effectively. One career that's really booming is data science. So it could be a good fit for a library science grad who likes crunching numbers and analyzing digital data. Librarians also use the skills in data and metadata and data about the data. So it gets very meta there. Describing the work with metadata is increasingly being taught in more library schools. And so this is taking people into more digital data and metadata type of fields. So as a digital data or metadata field, you would be looking at data analysts, data librarian, business intelligence analysts, data mining specialists, GIS technicians. Also, a lot of the GIS technicians have positions have a requirement for, or a suggestion of a requirement for information sciences. You can go into a career in records or knowledge or information management. So this is the other side of the MLIS, so Master in Library and Information Sciences. So when I first went, I just wanted to be a librarian. That was all I knew I wanted to do. But as I went through, I discovered there was more variety to it. There was the information side of it. So I learned some basic statistics, some basic information management, organization, including digital information. This opened a whole new world of possibilities beyond the traditional library job. In fact, the information science field is experiencing a ton of growth, and librarians fit right in there. So what kind of jobs can you get in records, knowledge, and information management? You can manage records and information management team as part of a university team. You'll be a knowledge manager. You can be part of your county's register of deeds. Records managers are becoming more and more prominent, and records management is a side of libraries where, if you learned about archives is like the end of records management, whereas a record starts as a receipt, a bill, and what happens to that in an organization. Who takes care of that? A records manager. You can also become a database manager, information policy worker, etc. So there's also careers in project management, which is something that a lot of library science graduates maybe don't even think about. Librarian drawing the skills is working on conceptualizing, organizing, and implementing projects in the field, which could include projects as diverse as IT fields and energy industry or even construction. Examples of positions for this would be project administrator, project manager, document controller. You can also get a career in instructional design, and education. So, as a librarian, your education career prospects are limitless. Librarians are at the forefront of educating people, and in various subfields, including training and instructional design. Examples of positions in education and instructional design are quality control specialist, academic advisor in medical school, say, a professor in library sciences degree program. Personally, I teach a archives course at the college level. You could be a corporate trainer or an assistant director in a university's tutoring center. You could be a teacher at a college or university. There's so much you can do in the education field. Academic integrity usually requires a library degree of some sort. You can also be part of nonprofits. So librarians are no stranger to the world of nonprofits, being that when most people think of a library or librarian, they think of their public library. With this field, librarians can assist with marketing, developing, and fundraising, as well as serving nonprofits in a traditional library role, like archives or research. Some examples in this would be working in development for a small museum, prospect researcher in a university development office, a marketing manager for a nonprofit, or even being a volunteer manager at a nonprofit. You can also work with library vendors. So a lot of people don't think about this, but where are all the books coming from for the library? So there are positions that offer competitive corporate salaries and are a perfect fit for librarians who want best of both worlds. They want some of the corporate world, they want some of the library world, and this is kind of amalgamation of both. So you'd be a vendor representative who deals with the libraries themselves in presenting the books that are for sale. You could be a salesperson for the vendor. You could be a subject matter expert. You could be a documentation writer or a customer success specialist at a library software company. You can also do cataloging for some of these library vendors. So these vendors will also offer services where they will do part of the cataloging. Someone's got to do that, and usually those people are library graduates. So these are just some of the alternative jobs. There is so much out there. You can get careers in writing. You could be a grant writer. You could write your own books on library science for textbooks. You could be a freelance writer, a digital marketer. Even some of the people where I work, they work on the writing team and they help students with a writing assignment. So, I mean, there is just so many careers out there that are beyond library sciences. So don't pigeonhole yourself. Keep your mind open. Consider what your skills can be transferred to, and you don't have to go, I'm just going to become a librarian. I just want to be a public librarian. And there's only so many jobs out there. There are so many jobs beyond what is in most people's heads for a librarian that the librarian is qualified for. So make sure you spread yourself out and consider other positions.